Hey everybody, Spencer Jones here with our live cooking show. Trying to brighten it up here a little bit for you so you can see a little, there we go. It's a little bright, try to get it in focus. Perfect. All right, well everybody, this is it. This is our live cooking show for you this week. And I am uber excited to share this recipe with all of you lovely folks. That's right, all of you. And this one is shepherd's pie. Now, traditionally, shepherd's pie is made with lamb, right? It comes from England and Europe, you know, that area over the big pond, not just Lake Michigan, the big pond, the Atlantic Ocean. Well, you can make it with lamb if you like. That's totally cool. That is up to you. But we're not making it with lamb. This time, you can make it. We're going to make this healthy. And so you could use lamb. We're going to use beef. We're going to use very lean beef. You could use turkey, you can use chicken, and as a matter of fact, this recipe works really, really well if you have leftover turkey as well. So think about like Thanksgiving, right? It's coming up in a week and a half. Holy cow, where did time go? It's coming up. So if you have leftover turkey, most of us do, you can make sandwiches and you can make this recipe. You just gotta adapt a couple little things and you're golden. And you can even use leftover mashed potatoes. You got any mashed potatoes left over? You could try this. All right, without further ado, let's see what you need to make this amazing, delectable, healthy, and uber delicious shepherd's pie. Come on with me. All right, well, first things first, we did preheat our oven to 350 degrees. It's probably hard to read, but 350 degrees. We have three, that's three, you can count them there, 3 red peppers steaming right now, cooking, right? You could boil them if you want. You could cook them in the microwave if you wish. But we have ours steaming right in there. 3 medium large red peppers just steamed there. Now I left the skin on because it has so many nutrients, and I love red potatoes with skin on. So good, so good. So that's what's on there. All right, you will also need a half of a head of cauliflower. Now, you absolutely don't need the cauliflower, but it's going to help. It's going to help make it healthier, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. All right, you will need 1 tablespoon of butter, unsalted butter. You will also need 2 cloves of garlic, minced. I have 2 carrots cut up. I have a half of an onion cut up. If you want more, like a full onion, that's awesome. This is going to make enough for 2 servings plus a little more for leftovers. Probably like 3 servings or so, maybe 4 if you really want to portion it up. And then we have about, I'd say what, is that about a cup? 3/4 cup of frozen peas. We got some oil, some oregano, rosemary in the back, salt, black pepper, a little bit of whole wheat flour. We have about 3/4 cup of almond milk. You could use regular milk if you want. You could use beef broth if you want. I didn't have beef broth, so I'm using almond milk. I'll show you how it works. And then our lean beef tips. All right, and then we got some bowls and all that good stuff. All right, first thing you want to do is get your, there we go. First thing you want to do is to get your potatoes on, right? You want to start cooking them. So you want them to, see if we can make that a little more natural color so not so crazy looking there. I'm too dark now. Lovely touch screens, there we go. All right, so what you want to do is make sure that you get these on because you're going to take time. The smaller you cut them up, the thinner you cut them, the faster they're going to cook. They've been on for about 6 minutes or so. So what we're going to, or sorry, for about 10 minutes now. I could count, honestly I can. Not really. So they've been on for about 10 minutes. In about a minute or so, we're going to throw the cauliflower on there. What we really want to do is make sure that they get nice and soft, because we're going to use that to make our top for our shepherd's pie. Before we put that in, we're going to start our other burner here on about a medium-high heat. One of my favorite heats to go on. On a non-stick pan, you could use cast iron if you want, whatever works for you. We're going to use a little grapeseed oil and put that on here. You want to avoid olive oils because we're going to be cooking the meat at a higher temperature, and olive oil tends to burn at a lower temperature than like grapeseed oil, safflower oil, things like that, right? If you have canola oil like that, that works too. But I would just avoid like olive oil. So we got that heating up. We want the pan to heat up. We want the oil to heat up. So we're waiting for that. We're going to throw in our cauliflower. Now this is a half of a head of cauliflower, chopped up, just, you know, kind of whimsy, just kind of randomly chopped up. And we're going to add it right with the potatoes. Now this fancy contraption I have here, basically it's just a steamer. That's all this is. So it has water in the bottom that's steaming up. It has holes in this on the upper level, and then even another one here. You could a double steamer if you really wanted, just to help cook all these down. I'm going to just keep that covered so they cook and do all that. No flavorings, nothing, just being steamed. You could do it in your microwave. You could roast them if you wanted. You could boil them. Boiling cauliflower is a little tricky. Doable though, up to you. Okay, our oil should be hot. You can tell it's hot because it's running around faster in the pan than it was before. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our meat, and we're just going to plop it in there. Try not to splash on yourself. There we go. Let me put that over here. Let me rinse off my hands quick, touch a little blood. There we go. All right, and as that's cooking there, we're going to add just a little bit of pepper. Or a lot of pepper. Wow, that came out fast. We're not going to add any more to this dish. I'll tell you where I would be adding it. Not anymore. Not if that thing came flying out. Did you see it? I was like, whoosh! Craziness. All right, move the handle so I can grab it on easier. I can still chat with you. Get this moved around a little bit. Perfect. We want to make sure your meat is cooked before you add in the other ingredients. And as a matter of fact, because we're not using broth, we're almost going to make our own style of broth here. By using the same pan we're cooking the meat in. If you're already using pre-cooked meat, like you're using leftover turkey or something along those lines, awesome. First of all, using leftovers, so sweet. I would suggest using a broth, a low sodium broth, a no salt added broth, something like that, to really help boost up that flavor for you. If you're making it with beef, something along those lines, or making your own chicken or turkey, you could definitely use beef broth or chicken broth or whatever as well. Just going to be an extra little step. And you could add it right as we're doing this as well. It's going to add a nice extra little kick of flavor for you. And I would find the low sodium version. We're just going to kick this up because I know it could take it to about a high heat here. So we can cook those down nice and quickly. So the shepherd's pie, it's kind of like, it's a take on like a chicken pot pie, right? I made one earlier this week. Basically the chicken and vegetables all cooked in the same pan, put into another pan and topped with a pastry. Or in this case I had like my pie crust below and above it, so it makes it really delicious. This one, a shepherd's pie, very similar. You're cooking the meat and then you're taking it out and then you're cooking the other ingredients, adding meat, doing all that good stuff. And then you're putting it in. We have for the amount of meat we're using, we want it to be deep. So I'm using this, what do you call it? A tin loaf bread pan. There we go. It'll take me a second, but I figured it out. We got this Pyrex, oh my god, bread pan, I can think, that we're using for this. If you have more people, you're making a bigger portion, awesome. Get something bigger. That works really, really well. All right, so our beef here is getting cooked up real quickly. You can add salt if you want. I'm not going to, not yet. I'll add a little bit of salt. If you watch any of my cooking shows, you realize I barely add salt to anything I'm making. And that's because there's so much sodium in a lot of the things we add, we don't have to add a lot to it. Hey Robert, thank you so much for watching, bud. You rock. I really appreciate it. You and your family watching, so thank you. And everyone else who's watching, thank you. We'll give you a quick shout out. Casey, thank you for watching. Katie, you're watching. Maria, y'all all-stars. Anybody else on there, give me a shout. Put it in the comments. I'd love to say hi to you. Hi. So as you can see, our beef tips are cooking up nicely. Oh yeah, looking delicious. And that brown flavoring that's happening in the pan, that packs so much flavor. This is where we're going to make our own broth from, right? It's almost like if you make chicken broth, right? You take the chicken bones and all that stuff after you're cooking chicken and you boil it, right? And you just let it sit in that simmering water, and that's how you get your chicken stock if you want to make it from scratch. Well, we're kind of making a beef broth that way, except we're just using the pan. So all that stuff in there, that's good stuff. You want to keep it in the same pan. It's really, really good for the flavor. It's just going to be an extra flavor bomb for all of us. All right, so sorry, I just had to get off the screen. So as this is cooking, what we're going to do, and it's going to happen relatively fast, once this is done, which will just be about a minute or so more, we're going to add our garlic and onions into the pan with a little bit of oil and just move them around. And I'll show you what happens there, and carrots, because you want them to soften up for it. This meal takes a little bit of prep time, and honestly, it took me, for this size meal, how long did it take me? 20 minutes to prep, and that's just cutting the ingredients, making sure, and then getting the camera set, right? So your time might be even less. It's really bright if I do it that way. There we go, that's a little better. Hello, hopefully you can see this crazy mug of mine. I was using my overhead light on the camera before, but it seemed like it had this weird edge on the picture. So let me know what you think, folks. I would love to hear your thoughts on the lighting and the meals. I know, Robert, you've made a couple of my meals before with your family. I love hearing that. And you shared a couple pictures. Awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. If anyone else makes it with their family, or Robert, you make other ones with your family, share them up with me. I'd love to see you and your family making some amazing Jonesin' to get fit meals. All right, taking a little bit longer here. Just turn it up because I'm impatient like this. I want to cook. I want to eat. Got our stuff steaming, that stuff going. We're set to rock and roll. The flour, if you're curious, it's going to help thicken it up. It's going to fly real quick once we get this going. Oh, there we go. That's all it took. Took a little bit of loving right there. Smells good. Smells peppery. Shocker. I know, right? It's not like I accidentally dumped a bunch in. Whoops. It happens. Even on live Facebook feeds or on YouTube when you're watching the replay. Okay, this is almost done. We'll just give it about 20 seconds. And as these 20 seconds are counting, I'm going to invite you to join me, Spencer Jones, in your fitness journey. If you want to get healthy, you want to get fit, hopefully that's why you're watching the show, to get good recipes, healthy recipes, and so you and your family can live a happy, healthy life. Let me help you get not only the food side of it taken care of, but the fitness side of it, right? So you can get muscles, so you can get abs, right? And you can rock out with it and be rocking, be healthy, so you can be there to chase your passions with your family to the max. All right, there's our 20 seconds. All right, I'm going to shut this off for a quick second. You probably wouldn't need to if it was just you, but I'm taking off so I could show you. You can see all that brown stuff right there, right? That is the tasty goodness we're talking about. You want all that good stuff right there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the beef tips that are cooked and just put them on the plate here. There we go. And they'll have time to cook a little bit more. All right, we see we have a little bit of a sauce there kind of going around. Still might be hard to see. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn back on the heat again. You can see if you're doing this yourself, you probably didn't need to shut it off, but I wanted to show you and not burn myself. I'm just going to add with my oil, just a little bit more oil. Not a bunch, maybe like a tablespoon at most. Just a little bit. And now we're going to add in our carrots, our garlic. Make sure you get all the garlic out. I minced up my garlic, and you can chop it up, you can do whatever you like with it. I minced mine because I don't want to bite into a big hunk of garlic. I love the flavor, I love everything it gives to it, the healthy parts it gives, the nutrition it gives, but I'm not a fan of just biting into garlic. So I mince it up. Coming on there, anyone else coming? Carla, thank you so much for watching. Nicholas, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, everybody. Loving it. So we got this again on high heat. We got our carrots, onions, and garlic in here. And our goal with this is the juices from the onions especially, is going to start seeping out in that heat. And you want to move them around and kind of use them to scrape up and to get this tasty goodness off, that brown, burnt on stuff, right? It's not burnt on, it's just sitting there. On the edges there, yeah, see if we can get it off using the juices of the onions and the carrots. Now, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, see if I can bring it a little closer here. there's one side, when I showed you on the camera earlier, that had more of that tastiness, good stuff on one side. You can see here, I pushed the carrots and the onions to that side. Now, the reason I did that is so the onions would let their juices flow all over it so that it comes off easier. Now, you want to make sure it doesn't burn. If it does a little bit, woo, getting some flames happening. Awesome. That's okay. Here would also be a nice point if you wanted to add a little red wine to it, to your mixture. This would be a nice point to do that if you so wish. Totally up to you. Nice little cooking wine. It adds a lot of sodium to it, or possibly can, so be careful what you pick. You want to cook these until your onions become translucent. Your carrots are already cooking. They're not going to be soft. You don't need to wait for them to be soft, but you're just going to get a lot of that stuff off. All right. So as it's cooking, I'm going to turn this back down to about a medium heat there, medium high or so. And now what we're going to do, get that off, is to add in our beef again. We're going to add our beef right back in there. Oh, look, one piece. Oh, that's good. You're going to add in a little bit of salt. When I mean a little bit, I mean like a half a teaspoon, maybe like a quarter teaspoon. It's about a quarter teaspoon right in my hand. I'll show you. It's about a quarter teaspoon right there. Just add it in. I don't usually like adding sodium, but with dishes like this, it's important you add some, right? It's going to really help bring out the flavor. Here's why I would add some more pepper. I don't need to because of my mess up earlier. I'm taking a little bit of oregano, just a little bit, probably another quarter teaspoon, and rosemary. Smells amazing. It's going to add just a nice little fresh taste to this. I'm taking a pinch. Show you what a pinch looks like. Just like, I know it's hard to see, like that much, right? It's really not that much. A pinch into it. There we go. That's all it's going to need. This rosemary will dang near last me forever. We're going to mix this up in here. Now we're starting to get the browning on the sides again. That's all right. Oh, I wish you could be here to smell this. Folks, it is amazing. Okay, now we have about a cup, 3/4-ish of a cup of almond milk. We're going to add about 3/4 of this. So about a half of a cup, maybe a little over that, of almond milk. Now, if you are, that's about good. All right, so if you are using broth, use broth instead of the almond milk, right? You can use water too if you like. And now we're going to turn this back up, and we want to let it simmer. And we want to, as that's going, as that's in there, now is when we add our flour in. So we're going to get our flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. And I'm adding 1 tablespoon in. And I forgot if I mentioned how much meat I'm using. I'm using about 3/4 of a pound of meat for this. It really depends on the ratio. What do you and your family enjoy? What would you like to eat, right? So how much of these ingredients do you want? How much do you want to balance out? All right, the flour is going to help thicken it up. We're just going to get that in here. Try mixing it all up with the meat, the carrots, the onions, the garlic, and, oh yeah, get that tasty goodness off the side. Dude. Gonna need some coffee after this just to take this all in, a little post-dinner coffee. Now we're adding in our frozen peas. You could add them straight from the freezer. There's no reason you need to thaw them. I just had them out so you guys could see. Gonna add that in there. Again, how much do you want to have with you and your dinner? Now you don't want this to be a stew. You don't want it to be super like soupy, right? You want to avoid that. But you need a little bit of good creaminess on it to really help you, or help it stay nice and juicy as it's cooking in the oven. Okay, this is perfect. Let me show you the consistency that we're looking for here with our shepherd's pie filling. All right, so I don't know if you can see that in here. You can see there's a little bit of juice happening, right? It's a little bit of tasty juice. all in there, but it's not soupy. It's not running all over. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shut off our cauliflower and red potatoes. I can think of them really. Just because they're about done. What I'm going to do is we have our bread pan right here, and we have our mixture here. We're going to put this in. I'm not even spraying the pan beforehand. I'm just putting this right into an oven-safe pan. Now, you could use, I'm using this bread one, you could use like a brownie style tin, right, a square one, a 9 by 9 inch pan. It could be metal, it could be glass, it could be whatever works best for you and what you have handy. Like that is awesome. Oh man, I wish I get more of this off. So good. So if you want to get more of this off, you could deglaze your pan by adding just a little bit more liquid, a little more broth on it would help deglaze it, a little bit more almond milk. And if you put a little red wine in there and swirl it around, get it on some high heat real quick, it's going to deglaze your pan really quickly. But you got to watch it because that will do that again, right? It'll get dark again really, really quickly. So nothing, not the end of the world, something to watch out for, and it'll look something like that. Right, so this is your base for your shepherd's pie. We're just gonna shake it in here, get it all nice and even, so it's nice and patted down. You don't have to. I'm just doing it to help keep it nice and formed. Perfect. All right, we're gonna add those extra little peas that were on the side. Now we have our bigger bowl here that we're going to use for our mashed potatoes and cauliflower top. I know it's really hard to see. I'm sorry that it's going in and out, folks. Whoa. So I apologize. Let's see. Hopefully that's a little better. So what you're going to want to do is once it's steamed, right, your goal is that they should be soft. Now, I didn't measure this because I was busy on the cooking show talking with all of you. But you could check this and see, okay, are my potatoes soft? Is my cauliflower soft? Right, so you can mash it up nice and easy. I'm really sorry, folks, about this lighting. It's kind of being a pain. Let's try, oh, that's dark. We'll try, hey, there we go. Is that a little better? A little better. We'll try, help them. Okay, we're brighter. I apologize. So let's see what we got happening here. You can check it. We're just gonna wing it, and it's gonna be good enough for us. So I'm just putting them in a pan here. So that's all it is, right? It's just steamer, right? Has holes in it. That's all. That's all it was. With our potatoes were in there for about 10 minutes, and then we added our cauliflower in for about another, supposed to be 10 minutes, ended up being like 15, whatever. That's all right. We're adding in the rest of our milk. This is about a 1/4 cup of milk. You could use regular milk, you can use almond milk. I'm using the rest of the almond milk. We're going to add just a little bit of salt, as in like a 1/4 of a teaspoon. There we go. We're going to add just a little bit of pepper this time, just a couple sprinkles, and then this is where our butter comes in. So you're going to put in your your tablespoon of butter in this mix. Now you can put this in your blender and blend it all up. Not blender, that would be weird. In your like KitchenAid mixer, and you can mix it all up. I'm going to go old school because I made fun of people last week for doing it old school, although it works great, and we're going to get a workout in because this is the Jones and to Get Fit live cooking show. We got to get a workout in. So we're going to mash it up by hand. And you know what? One way, I love mashed potatoes. Love mashed potatoes. And you know, you always wonder if it's super soft and creamy, if it's fake, right? If it's made from a box. And there's mashed potatoes made from boxes. Lame-o. Although it might be tasty, nothing like the real thing. It's not nearly as healthy as the real thing. So take the time. Look how quick this is mashing up. Just being awesome right here. Mash it up nicely. You know it's real because, well, A, you saw it, and B, it has the peels in it, brother. Oh yeah. Bring in this loveliness. Okay, if you want to be ultra sassy, you can add a little bit of cheese. We're not going to be that sassy, although I'm a sassy person. So we just mash that up real good. That's all we did, mash it up. All right, so we have our shepherd's pie filling. we have our topping of mashed potatoes and cauliflower mixed and mashed together. We're going to push this down and into, try to do this so I don't look like a crazy fool, into the pan. Oh man, I was asking Katie if this pan was big enough, if it would work. It looks perfect. Great call, Katie. Alright, so then take your fingers, you take your hand, take a spatula, take a spoon, something, and we're just going to put it right up on top. Now you can do fun designs. You can put this into like a bag and squeeze it on if you want. That's totally cool. You can make fun little designs on it. We're just gonna press it down because I'm boring. Whoa, that sucked. Cauliflower and potatoes on the floor. Heaven forbid. You know, it's hard to hide mashed potatoes with healthy stuff. When you say, oh, it's mashed cauliflower, it's the same as mashed potatoes. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it is, because it's not. But a 50-50 mix of mashed potatoes and cauliflower is freaking amazing. Now, does it pass for 100% potatoes? No. But the consistency is better, the taste is so much better, and it's an awesome way to get in a vegetable with your carb. So, folks, look at that. There is your awesome shepherd's pie. Is this sucker ready to eat yet? Oh, not yet. What you gotta do is pop this sucker into the oven that you preheated at 350 degrees. Pop it in there for about 20 to 25 minutes in the oven, and then it should be nice and browned on top. It's gonna be delectable and wonderful, and you take it out, you get it out onto a plate or bowl for your family, and you enjoy. That is the Jones and Get Fit shepherd's pie. I almost forgot what it was called. Shepherd's pie. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a like. It's really easy, just somewhere over here, over there, I don't know. Like button, maybe it's up there, I don't know. Click like and share it. Share it with your friends, family. If you know someone who would like this recipe, like, hold on, we gotta make this. Please share it. Oh, awesome. See the likes coming in. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of it. Share it with your friends, with your family. Make this with your friends and family. Take pictures. Tag me, Spencer Jones, or Jones and Get Fit in it. Go be healthy. Go be happy. Go be fit. Watch up for some awesome videos coming to the Jones and Get Fit page this week. Invite your friends to like this page because we got some crazy, awesome things happening. And I think we might do a fun giveaway for Christmas. What do you think? Should we do a giveaway? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. All right, folks. We'll catch y'all later. Have a fabulous and wonderful day and a good week. Be healthy, be fit. We'll catch y'all later.